Yeah, it's and inspire the next and inspire more.
Right.
So
So I know that can be irritating for some folks because they may not be in that space like that.
but it it helps. It should help them.
Right. All right. Let me
I don't want to get everything going until we get
get a few in there.
yeah.
Tell
Ain't
people
no
about your weekend.
love.
How proud you are of your son.
I mean, yeah,
He getting tall. Good God, he getting
bruh,
tall.
bruh. He's about to turn 14. He's already 6 feet tall, 250 pounds, and he's slimming.
Bro's down
Like,
there looking like Warren Sapp shaking
yeah,
his hands.
yeah. He's gained 10 pounds, but he's slimming.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, um, this weekend, my son and Corey's son won an award or awards.
Uh,
Did he win more than one?
just one. Just on
Just
the
one.
academic. Yeah.
So, um, it was the academic one.
Yeah. He
That's
got a 4.0.
he's killing it. Well, hold up, what?
Yeah.
What?
First semester.
So they had what's funny is that this is the first time I heard about it. It was the 6th annual Excellence Achievement Maker Awards.
Yeah.
I never heard of it before this.
They did it. It used to be at the football stadium before. But the thing is that some schools, as you saw in the back, get more involved than others.
Yeah.
Like it was like, you only submitted 6 names. I know there's more folks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
But
like it's kind of been building in some of the schools. Some schools have been
Yeah.
doing it for a while, and some schools are like now just getting into it.
yeah,
But the teachers and stuff got to make, or counselors got to make the recommendations for.
I
it to
got
happen.
you. I
And
got
if
you.
they don't, then
Because I don't think Kiara ever got submitted for this, but oh yeah, 6 years ago. No, she was. That would have been close to while she was in high school a little bit.
but she was at East, right?
Yeah,
East didn't have that many names. You saw West
yeah.
had a whole
West
eight.
was cracking. But yeah, both our sons won an award. His son Corey, shout out Corey's son, he got an award for his 4.0 grade point average, and my son got one for responsibility, and both those are dope. Like I feel very, very proud that my son won a Black Excellence Award as an 8th grader. Like it's dope, and like it's funny because our boys are friends, or they at least know each other.
Yeah, they do.
So Isaiah was like, "Oh, that's my friend. Oh, we were in band together." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, he said the same thing.
yeah." So it was like,
He's like, man, he got tall.
yeah, super tall. So, anything. Just got fired for being 30 minutes late to work again.
Ooh, what?
That's what someone said. Thank you, Tanisha. Man, that sucks that you got fired, bro. Why are you showing up to work late?
Uh-oh.
I'm not. And thank you for the roses. They sent 3 roses. I'm not trying to beef. I'm curious. So thank you, anything, for sending the roses. I am curious. Why are you showing up to work late? And what's the job? What job fired you? And there's plenty of places hiring, so I know you'll be able to get a job again. So yeah, fired on you. It's Monday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got dude. How you get fired on your day off, man? Like nah. But I work for a doctor's office. Man,
Are they in a position to really fire folks?
yeah, I guess they are. I guess they can fire people. I mean, but if you late, 30 minutes late consistently. Was this your first, second time? It's got to be more than once, but is this your second time? Like, how many times have you showed up late?
No, I'm interested in the motivation.
Yeah,
Why are you showing up late?
that's what I say. Yeah, why you showing up late? Like, what's the
deal?
deal?
You don't want to be?
Yeah,
Then why are you in a place you don't want to be?
it was my second. Oh, second?
Did you call in?
Yeah. Did you call and give them a heads up, or you just show up, or you just do the, hey, I show up early all the time too. Ooh,
All the time. Ooh.
That's rough. I didn't text. That's probably, yeah, you got to communicate that. Hey, I'm going to be late.
So then why you there then?
Yeah, so Corey's asking the next question. Most of the time people show up late when, well, why are you showing up late? What's going on? Like, what, you got kids? Like, that's still no reason, but like, what's going on? But then, do you really love that job? Like, if you're showing up late, do you love that job? But, and while you're answering that, I'm sorry. People on Facebook, I'm talking to people on TikTok. I'm 25, no kids. Oh, so why are you showing up late? Because I don't want to just make an assumption. And while you answering that, so today we're going to be talking about communication again, because if you're not familiar yet, Club Shay Shay, which is, that's funny to say. That just felt funny to say. Shannon Sharp's podcast, where he's interviewing people. I've been watching him talk with people for a minute, and to me he's funny. He's hilarious, and he gets serious, and he holds no punches. Man, okay, anything, I'm about to comment on that, but ooh wee, I'm about to get you. Ooh wee. Hopefully you stay around. So I want to talk about his, I think we're a week out or 2 weeks maybe, where he spoke to Amanda Seales, and I watched it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a prime example of men and women communicating. And I'm not going to say the man is wrong, but where he failed to validate Amanda. Now, they're not in a relationship. They're not, none of that. So he doesn't have to. But as an interviewer, there's times where you should kind of validate before you interject your own thoughts, right? So that's what today, I got some clips that we're going to pull up. That's what we're going to talk about on You Control You. And hopefully it will help people understand the dynamic of communicating with each other. And it's not always male, female. Sometimes it has to do with just the logical thinker and the person talking about their feelings and things of that nature, which is very confusing. So hopefully this will help people dissect how to communicate with each other when it comes to someone expressing their feelings, someone going forth when it sounds like someone could be in a victim mode, how you can communicate with them and still be able to have a normal conversation. And again, there's no guarantees that these things work, but it at least sets you up for success way more often. Now, before we go into that, anything, you decided to sleep over at a friend's house and you showed up 30 minutes to work. I'm going to say I run my own business. This your second time, I may want to fire you too. I might have I might take the time to talk to you first and see what's up, but there's no guarantees, right? So I'm not going to cook you right now, but I am saying you got to look at your life and reevaluate what's important, because you shouldn't be showing up to work 30 minutes late just because you spent the night at a friend's house. You need to get up earlier if your friend lives further out and go do that. I don't know if the friend was a friend and y'all were playing video games, or the friend is a friend and y'all were like getting it in, right? So thank you everybody for joining. Today, our goals are still up there. We want to reach 15,000 likes on our videos. So please make sure you're liking and you're following, subscribing. So I want to go right into this first clip, right? So Amanda Seales is explaining to her, you were singing, man, if singing, oh, you were sinning. Ooh, yeah, so you were getting it, okay, do your thing. But you still got to get up early. I don't care if you putting in that late night work, you better make it to work on time. So, but as we go forward, so this first clip is Amanda Seales just talking about a situation that she went through as a kid, right? So we're gonna jump into that. Can they hear it? Because I can't.
Oh, you would probably need the.
Nope, I'm good.
Is correcting me. Like I had a teacher, Miss Schwank, who who called a conference because she was talking about Aboriginal art. And she said that she stood in front of the class and said, you know, that the Aborigines are a Stone Age people. And I was like, ma'am, there are Aboriginals alive right now. Like, they are a part of civilization. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, no, you know, what I mean is that they've never advanced. And we're in a classroom in Orlando, Florida. So, like, if we don't check this type of stuff, it's going to just continue. So I was that student. Like, I was the kid who was always raising my hand and just wasn't easily appeased by simply just someone being an authority. And I love this because when she called my mom and said, you know, I'd like to set a conference up because I have some complaints about Amanda. My mom said, well, you know, that's interesting because Amanda has some complaints about you.
Well, while we work that out, so Facebook and YouTube got to hear it, and we're working on the audio for TikTok. So, in case we don't get the audio, right? I know it's coming. It's coming. We're working on it just in case, right? Just in case the audio can't come through on TikTok. So everybody was able to get the audio on Facebook and YouTube. So what Amanda Seals was talking about right there, she was talking about a story where when she was a little kid in school in Orlando, Florida, she was dealing with the issue that she was constantly, her teacher was talking about the Aborigines being the Stone Age people and how she raised her hand and she was correcting her teacher. And her teacher didn't like that, right? Her teacher was not cool with that. And so that she's talking about her experiences, right? Her experiences with that. And I'm hoping we get the audio back and we'll play it again for Facebook and YouTube, but I really want TikTok to get it. So, do you got to click? I wonder if our audio's got to go off or something. Richie Rich, what's up? So I'm really hoping that we can get it to everybody on TikTok. And go from there. Do we want to try it again?
Give me 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I really want you to pay attention if you can hear this, right? If you when we play the video game, if you can hear the video, I want you to just follow the storyline, right? Because it's really in depth. And if TikTok, if we can't get it again, then again I'll explain it once again, and hopefully we can get the other videos to work, and so we can kind of go from there. If anything is still in here, I
switched.
You switch cameras. We're having a good time. This is the first time that we played a video over our video. And I wonder if we could play the sound loud enough where they can hear it anyway. So I don't know if that's going to work. So
yeah, because I could take it from
because I don't care if I hear it. I don't need to hear it. They just need to hear it. And I don't know. Anything. Thank you for that. Thank you. And when you sit in, just make sure you show up to work on time. Wait, this is for me or for them?
So you can open up. It'll play loud through there.
Oh, we're gonna have to. Oh, you.
It doesn't play directly.
This is gonna look weird. So just hold the headphones to the mic.
Yeah, you can hold them up close to the mic.
So it's gonna take us a little while to figure out how to get this to work.
It's all coming up.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming up, but it's not coming up on the.
Right. I'll go apply. So let's try it.
Let me know. Like I'll just hold the headphones here. I can't hear anything in the headphones either. I hear me. Man. I really want y'all to hear her just tell this story too.
Hold on. Let me pull it for a minute. You just hear you right now.
Yeah, I can only hear me. Has anybody watched this interview, by the way, while we're sitting here talking about it? Has anybody watched Club Shay Shay with Amanda Seales? Because it seemed to blow up within the black community pretty hardcore. Like everybody, and Amanda Seales is one of those people where there's no in between. They either love her or they hate her. I don't know many people that like really vibe in the middle with her. So it's like a crazy situation. So I'm curious, did anybody else see that interview with them? With Shannon Sharp and Amanda Seales, because it was crazy. I thought it was a great interview. It's just you got to see the breakdown in communication, where I believe there wasn't a lot of listening, and I'm sorry, there wasn't enough validation going on to really show anything. Do you want to try another video?
Second.
Yeah, I don't hear nada.
No.
Man, this is why social media is fun for me, because it's always a learning experience. To really figure out how to do this stuff. So, but I could only watch half. She was on my nerves. Yeah, that's the one consensus that people were really coming to. If they didn't vibe with it, they were really treating it like they couldn't vibe with it too hardcore, because it almost seemed like she was always in victim mode. And I understand that from a certain aspect. Like I could see both sides of it. And I think that's because my first instinct now when I listen to people is I want to show empathy and try to understand where they're coming from, regardless if they're hurting or in victim mode. I want to at least understand. So that was the big thing with it. So when Amanda was talking about the story, she was talking about correcting the teacher, and that made sense. But I think where it turned some people off is she was talking about how the teacher was racist, and I know that's what really got Shannon going. Like he wasn't mean or anything. He just didn't. It was almost like he didn't validate her feelings, and it's gonna be really hard if we can't get the sound to work on TikTok. That's where it's gonna be difficult. Like on Facebook, we can continue the conversation because y'all hearing it, Facebook and YouTube, but and if anybody, yeah, you can hear me, yeah, but we're trying to play a video and the video isn't coming through. So we're trying to figure that out. So we could play screen share on the live device. Yeah, like the way TikTok Studio is set up, like we can play the video, but for some reason the sound isn't overtaking the studio sound. So I'm not 100% sure. Do we have to, like, I wonder, do we, are you reading stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. then I won't even say nothing. So Corey's a genius back there, so it'll either get figured out now or figured out on the next episode. Who's my favorite philosopher? Ah, man, that's a trick question. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, DMX, Marcus Aurelius. Second question, what was the biggest thing you learned or unlearned that changed your life? Well, man, I feel like I'm getting interviewed. I kind of like this. What was the biggest thing you learned or unlearned that changed your life? The biggest thing I unlearned was that it's not simple. It's something that I would hear all the time. It's not that simple, and I had to unlearn that philosophy. Everything is simple. Everything is really simple. It doesn't mean it won't take a lot of work. It's still simple. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be crazy. It's simple. If there's something you want to go do, work your ass off to go do it. It'll happen or it won't. Something that I've learned. Pain. I don't want to just use pain. I've learned that my mind can will my body to do whatever it is that I want it to do. So, meaning, when you train for a fight, you put your body through hell. And I realized that each time you do it, there's a new limit, right? There's a new limit where you could reach. And I have learned to push myself to great lengths to reach my goals in life as far as when I was fighting. Now, I'm very interested because as of right now, I decided, well, not right this second, but over the past few weeks, I've decided that I'm really going to make one more fight happen. Now, I always say I'm going to fight one more time, and I think I would say that even if I had 20 more fights, because I want to stay focused on this next one fight. So after not fighting, I haven't fought since late 2019. So I'm making the choice to come back and do it. And I'm very interested where I could take my body, where I can take my mind, how focused I can be again. Let's see. It's simple as long as you make it simple. Yeah, of course. That's anything. That's true. It seems like we complicate things with our thoughts about how it affects us. We also get hyper focused on all the side benefits of different actions, and it complicates. Yeah, I would concur. That's why you need to know your goals going into it. Can you hear it? Wait a minute. Corey, let me ask you this. Oh, yeah, we could hear the sound on the other thing, so let me shut up. So, keep it simple is a good philosophy. Yeah, I tell my fighters all the time, keep it simple and stupid. Simple and stupid. Don't overcomplicate things. The moment you start doing that, your brain freezes. Your brain really, really freezes. Oh, please tell me it's not that easy.
Slide it down. It may. So I'm gonna take you off.
Yeah.
No. Hearing anything?
I just hear me. Man, that would have been dope if it was that easy. So, oh man. Now I wish I had just a transcript. It can't be that I bet it's something really simple, as we're talking about it being simple. Like,
Sure, it's something that just needs to be clicked on or clicked off. I just don't know where it is in here.
wait, where's Tyler at? Tyler's talking about it on YouTube. Where's he at?
Where is it?
Because he's another tech guy. It's interesting how learning simplicity is a complexity in itself. Yeah. It's a lot of times the reason why it's complex is because let me get deep on y'all. Let me stretch this out. It seems complex because we listen to our ego. We listen to the wrong parts of our brain, and we listen to all the junk that we've let in. if we, here's a question. Who are you? When you really ask yourself that question, who are you, right? The best way I've heard it from Bob Proctor is when he's like, when he asks someone, who are you? And they say their name. Well, that's the name. Who are you? And it loses people for a minute until he talks about, well, you don't say I car, I mind, I clothes, I this. You say mine. So if you say my car, my clothes, my house, my hat, like my body, my mind, my every, who are you? Right? Who are you? And once you can figure out who you are and really, really solve that, you're usually life becomes really simple and you're good to go. So it's way easier to keep your life under wraps. And it takes living, it takes enjoying yourself, it takes making mistakes, it takes recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses going forth. So I would say, like when I think about some of my strengths, it's I love coaching, I love inspiring, I love being people's hype man. I love encouraging them to reach their goals, right? While also on my side focusing on my own goals. I love helping others. These are things I love to do. So life becomes very simple when I look at it that way, because I only want to do the things that allow me to do those things, because that's what I love to do more than anything else. And with that, that gives me a different array of jobs. So it allows me to go forth. People take on a task and instead of doing the research, they go straight into it and end up getting lost. Yeah, but sometimes, Michael, I will say that's not a bad thing though, because like I'll read a book, like I love 48 Laws of Power. I didn't want to research everything. They gave me information. If I thought it's something that I wanted to apply to my life, I would try to apply it instantly. And then I would mess it up, and then tweak it so it became my own. So it's not a bad thing. It's just also being willing to throw it out the window. How's it going over there, Corey?
Two people have said it can't be done without a third party thing.
It can't be done without a third party.
Yeah.
So
I'd
what's
have
the
to use
point?
something with Scream again, but I wonder if you could do it from a cell phone. So I'm trying to see if what they're saying is correct or not. But I have two people that said I can't do it.
So what is the point of a live studio and being able to add a video in there?
That doesn't make any sense to me, because it allowed me to add all of them, but it didn't. And then something else said that we needed to go to settings and make sure some three
What-
things are checked off.
Are they checked off?
To have permission. I can't get to them within the live stream right now. That's why I've been kind of clicking on all these buttons to see if it'll
So
let me go.
we would have to shut down the live stream and come back.
Possibly, but there's no guarantee that we'd be able to get that video.
Well, see, I know people use TikTok Live Studio for video games.
Yeah, so there is a capture. There's a capture option. That's a possibility. It basically captures. It's basically like PowerPoint. It captures from your whatever plays on your desktop. So we could try a capture.
But we would have to still shut it down.
Let's do capture within here, because that was an option. Because it has a game capture.
Okay.
So I could add a game capture. So let me set up the other. Let me set up this thing to go and play on its own, and then I can see if I can do it through a game capture.
That would be dope.
So if I add this play.
I don't. Are you? Wait, I can't hear that though.
No. Let me go through.
I'm not gonna front. This is kind of fun. I know some people might not be enjoying just waiting, but I'm weird. I like going through the bumps and bruises, and maybe that's because I'm not the one going through the bumps and bruises right now, because I'm on this side of the fence, and I do feel bad for Corey because he's trying to figure it out on the fly while we're in this motherfucker. So it's a lot of fun.
Capture compatibility name at source.
Ooh. What?
So why is it not display?
This is getting interesting again. If it's okay, OBS, you need to add video capture. Whoa, wait. Oh, he's talking tech stuff. I don't know nothing about
We
that.
aren't using OBS.
Yeah, we're using OBS. You need to add video capture and also add audio capture. So wait, did we have to have the audio on a separate track?
That's what I looked for, an audio source, and then it didn't give me an audio source up here. So that was also weird.
Oh,
I looked for it, but I didn't see. It didn't give me an. Oh, here's a window capture. That may be better. Oh, display. Let's try. Do a window capture.
oh, we're having fun over here. And you know what, Facebook and YouTube, it's like a puzzle, but at the same time rewards a smooth sailing stream. Yeah, yeah. Tech difficulties are the best part. Well, they're the best for me right now because I don't got to deal with them. Yo, what up? What up? Oh, congrats to your son too, because your son won an award as well, for the Black Excellence. I didn't get to see you, but Sherelle told me that you chopped it up with Isaiah and gave him a good speech. So I appreciate that as always, man. Always. But yeah, tech problems are always interesting because I use a stream on Twitch and had the different audio captures.
Me on there. I need to be on there.
Yeah, they keep, man, you shining, pimping. But what if, could you pull up the video?
That's what I'm gonna see if I can try to.
Tyler's like, this is why I don't go live. I know. Going live, like I'd rather go through this live than anything else. Oh, wait, are we getting somewhere?
Doesn't mean we'll get audio. It's on here, but I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, there's still. It's weird though. Wait. It's still coming up though in the thing though, because that's not me. Like if I shut up, it's still reading like she's talking in the mic. Like you see the meter, right? You know what I'm talking about? So I wonder, is it something? I bet you it's something simple. Well, what about the settings right there by the volume? Is the volume up on the video? Yeah, it is. Because we can see the bars for it. Mute the Rodecaster audio to avoid delay and let the overhead mic pick up the monitor for TikTok. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but will it work?
So I think what he wants me to do is play it out of the speaker, but it's not going into the Rodecaster either because we're not getting it out of the headphones.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not getting it out of the headphones anyway. Man, this is crazy.
Why does it keep doing that, bro?
I don't know. You can put it on me. There we go.
I don't know why this is being so panicky.
So wait, what if I put the mic up to the TV on Facebook? because I can hear it through the TV.
Oh yeah, Facebook it comes through super loud.
Yeah.
So okay, here's what I could do. I could roll out of the output of the second interface into the speaker, and then you'll be able to hear it off the speaker.
See, he's saying a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know what it means. So but something clicked down in that brain of his, because now he's.
So you won't be able to see the video per se.
Who won't see the video?
They won't. TikTok won't be able to.
TikTok won't see the video. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they would only be able to. The best we could do is to get audio.
Well, what if we could play the audio? Yeah, if they need to see it, then so be it.
Like I can bring it up, but it probably won't sync. The timing will be a little bit off. You know what I mean? So watch.
So Michael said he said pretty much unplug the cable from here and plug it over there. Hey, we're gonna know how to do this next time though.
We gotta get a third party. All right. So here I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna play it again on Facebook.
Yeah. We've earned 1,500 likes for this
is
video.
correcting me. Like I had a teacher, Miss Schwenk, who called a conference because she was talking about Aboriginal art. And she said that she stood in front of the class and said, you know, that the Aborigines are a Stone Age people. And I was like, ma'am, there are Aboriginals alive right now. Like they are a part of civilization. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, no, you know, what I mean is that they've never advanced. And we're in a classroom in Orlando, Florida. So like, if we don't check this type of stuff, it's gonna just continue. So I was that student. Like I was the kid who was always raising my hand and just wasn't easily appeased by simply just someone being an authority.
Right.
And I love this because when she called my mom and said, you know, I'd like to set a conference up because I have some complaints about Amanda. My mom said, well, you know, that's interesting because Amanda has some complaints about you.
I think you played the wrong video. So hopefully y'all can hear that video that time. Hopefully I'm not too loud for y'all. I have no idea. But so again, if you heard it now, Michael, you said you could hear it. Dope. So Amanda Seals is talking about this teacher calling her mother to come in for parent-teacher conferences because she's correcting her. And so everything she's talking about, did she mention racist right then?
I don't know.
I don't think so. So let's play the second video. I may have broken up the videos just because it was too long.
Play the second one?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. See if this mimics this one.
And so they came to the meeting. It was my mom and Mr. Wright and Miss Cersei. It's all black people at Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando, Florida. And this lady sat there and actually you and Mr. Wright had the same build. And Mr. Wright was like, all right, so, you know, we're here to discuss Amanda disrupting the class with her talking. And she was like, no, Amanda doesn't disrupt the class with her talking. She actually helps the other students out. He's like, oh, okay. So is it about her grades? And she's like, actually, no. One of her art pieces is featured in our exhibit at the library. And he's like, so what are we here for? And she's like, well, you know, she corrects me in front of the class. And these three black people are like, here we go with this racist bullshit, you know, because that's really what it is. We're in Florida in the 80s and the 90s. And
so the videos aren't synced up perfectly because we're playing them on YouTube and Facebook. So you're basically getting the volume from those. So now you can see the whole story. So she's correcting this teacher about something she's talking about that has to do with native people, and the teacher isn't appreciating her being corrected by this student. Now that makes sense to me, right? It makes sense to me. And then she's saying the teacher's being racist. So She's talking about being in Orlando, Florida in the 80s and 90s and dealing with racism, right? And so the crazy, well, not crazy thing, but the one thing that's cool about this is that it's easy to understand why, like, her experiences, right? She's dealt with racism, so she instantly believes that this teacher's being racist, and why it's upsetting her. So basically saying, if again, I don't know for a fact, but if it appears as Amanda's feeling like this teacher is only upset because her teacher's white and and this black student, the only black kid there, is correcting her. And so that's her feelings on it, right? Because unless you have facts, unless you have receipts for that, she's talking about her feelings, right? Now, this is where this conversation starts to go sideways. It takes a hard left real quick. Can we play video 3?
Yep.
Can you pull it up on TikTok before you pull it up on the other one, or no? If you can, it's fine.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think she would have felt equally as offended if a white kid, because I'm assuming this teacher was white, right? If a white child would have corrected her, I think most teachers would feel some type of way if a child corrects them.
That's not for me to surmise. I'm just saying that my experience was this lady giving wrong information.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to correct her. Now, this is
Now, where it went left, and so many people do this, men and women, but you typically hear about it. You hear this complaint from women. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen to men. It happens to men very often, very, very often. But you typically hear women with the complaint of it, right? She talked about her feelings. Now, she didn't use any feeling words, right? She said, this teacher's being racist. This teacher's being racist towards me. This teacher is basically being racist towards me because I'm the only black student in this classroom. And I am correcting her on this topic, right? And even if the teachers did give a look like, oh, this teacher's being racist, right? Maybe she even went back and talked to them and said, yeah, she was being racist. All of that. Unless to say that teacher's being racist with no evidence is harsh, right? You don't have receipts for that, more than likely. But we cannot argue with her feelings. That is the biggest thing in this. Those are her feelings. She felt like this teacher was picking on her because the teacher was being racist. Point blank, period. You cannot have an argument with someone that's going to talk about their feelings because it doesn't go anywhere. They're just going to have their feelings. So that who wants a handy? You know what? Thank you for saying I'm cute. I appreciate that. I believe I'm pretty cute too. That just threw me off. I just looked at it. It like completely caught me off guard there. So, as I was saying, Shannon brought up the fact that, hey, maybe the teacher, he didn't say this directly, but maybe the teacher isn't racist. Maybe the teacher just doesn't like to be corrected by kids because kids are supposed to know their place. Kids are not supposed to jump in and correct adults. He was raised like that. I know I was raised like that. I know plenty of people, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case may be, right? They were raised, do not interrupt grown folks. Do not jump into grown persons' conversations. So what he's saying, again, isn't wrong. He's bringing logic. He's bringing his point of view into this. The mistake he made, in my mind, as an interviewer and as a man, is, hey, you know that, man, that sounds rough. Here, can you do me a favor? Can you go back and play the second Amanda video, but play it on TikTok first and all that stuff? Because let me see if I can get a difference and show you where the difference could be. Sorry, Corey.
And so they came to the meeting. It was my mom and Mr. Wright and Miss Cersei. It's all black people at Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando, Florida. And this lady sat there, and actually you and Mr. Wright had the same build. And Mr. Wright was like, all right, so, we're here to discuss Amanda disrupting the class with her talking. And she was like, no, Amanda doesn't disrupt the class with her talking. She actually helps the other students out. He's like, oh, okay. So is it about her grades? And she's like, actually, no. One of her art pieces is featured in our exhibit at the library. And he's like, so what are we here for? And she's like, well, she corrects me in front of the class. And these three black people are like, here we go with this racist bullshit, because that's really what it is. We're in Florida in the 80s and the 90s. And
That sounds rough, Amanda. That sounds difficult to deal with. That sucks that you went through that. Was that hard for you to get over? Was that difficult for you to move past? How did you handle, did you continue to correct the teacher? How did the rest of your school year go after that? Like where did it go? It's a slightly different approach, right? Than instantly throwing out something else. Well, did you think about this? I am now, as a man, as an interviewer, I am now inviting, first of all, I'm making her feel safe to talk about her feelings, right? I'm allowing her to feel safe to talk about her feelings. This is a safe place. You go ahead and talk about your feelings, right? I'm not going to argue with your feelings. I'm not going to debate with your feelings. I'm not going to tell you your feelings are right or wrong. I am going to first validate your feelings and let you know that I'm hearing you and that's horrible. So I'm going to validate you. I'm letting you know. And then I'm going to ask some questions. And then after that, I can now say, once I do all that, I can now say, I can now hit her with, I'm curious, because the way can I share my point of view on this? Can I share how I grew up and where it may have come from? It's like, I don't need permission, but I'm asking it, because I'm asking it so that I am trying to do everything in my power to avoid triggering this other person, because what they're talking about is their feelings. So I don't want to trigger their feelings. I want them to still feel safe so I can speak to their logical part of their mind. I don't want to speak to the hurt side of their mind, because you cannot have a conversation. You can't interject any other points of views on that. But the logical state of mind, we can talk. I've already validated the feelings. I've asked questions. I've talked about it. Now I can ask another question saying, hey, so could I throw out a point of view? Can I just play devil's advocate? There you go. Can I play devil's advocate with this and just see? Amanda's very highly intelligent, so she's probably going to say, yeah, sure. And then I can ask a question, are you sure did you deal with racism, like blatant racism, or was it all like undercover racism? Because Shannon knows as a brother, you deal with some undercover racist stuff, right? And so, again, validating the feelings and getting a feel for that, and then probing to say, is there a chance that maybe this teacher just teacher had an ego problem where she didn't like to be corrected by students? Still doesn't make the teacher great. The teacher should always be willing to learn something new. That's what'll make her a better teacher. And then it makes the teacher look better if she could say, yeah, I was talking about it this way, But a student told me that this is really the thing, and I had to go back and I had to do my research, and boom, that student was right. Now, how you empower your students then to go out and get the most correct information and bring it back to you, and now everybody's learning at once. So there's so many ways Shannon Sharp could have flipped that, right? So one, make a man to feel safe. Now I'm talking about this. I'm white, black, and Hispanic, mama. So but so many men struggle. I mean, so many people struggle with this period, but you hear women talk about this often, right? Where they're like, we're talking about our feelings. We're talking about they're not validating our feelings. They're not hearing us. My man is not hearing me because you're talking about your feelings and the man is trying to either solve the problem or play devil's advocate with logic. And I make this mistake often. Like, I got a daughter, right? And I would make this mistake. So it's an interesting conversation. Now, as we go forward, could we play, I believe, video 4? Wait, I lost Corey for a second. So I am a teacher, I am a coach, I'm a very blessed individual. Someone just asked me, who am I? So could we play video 4? Absolutely. Thank you, sir. So now when it's all said and done, this is what, so wait, can we play video 3 and then video 4? So
playing back to back?
Yes, sir. So I gave my response, but see, this is what happens. And how many times have you encountered this in a friendship, in a relationship, in different situations where someone shared their feelings, they opened up, they felt safe enough to open up and talk about their feelings and what they went through in their life and the hurt that they encountered in their life, right? And then instantly someone shuts it down. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think she would have felt equally as offended if a white kid, because I'm assuming this teacher was white, right? If a white child would have corrected her, I think most teachers would feel some type of way if a child corrects them.
That's not for me to surmise. I'm just saying that my experience was this lady giving wrong information.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to correct her. Now, this is accused me of stealing. And when a white girl said, no, Amanda didn't steal it, I did, she was like, well, I think both of you need to go to the principal.
Right.
I'm in Orlando, Florida, which is a notoriously racist state, Florida, in the 90s. And I'm talking to you about a white woman who is speaking about black people, indigenous people in a country where those same indigenous people have had all of their land taken from them by former criminals that were sent there from England. And she is calling them Stone Age people. And I, as a black girl, the only black girl in her class, am correcting her.
You want to play the last one?
Yeah, let's play the last one because that really. And you hit it on the head with that one. Just a heads up. It was perfect. It was perfectly synced. That covered the whole screen. I like that.
Why do you even feel compelled at this juncture in this interview?
No, that was it. I think it was hard to tell.
My thing is, you're right. She possibly misspoke or she didn't
I
know.
guess my question to you is, why do you even feel compelled at this juncture in this interview? Why would you even feel compelled to try to
Because I don't
defend
want,
her?
because I'm not defending, but my thing is that what I'm trying to say, most adults, when kids correct them or speak, feel some type of way. This is not unique to a black, white, or white, black.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you took it that way. But I remember when I was growing up, my grandparents and parents said, hey, kids, stay in your place. Adults are speaking. That's all. Maybe that didn't happen where you were from in Orlando, Florida. But where I grew up when I grew up, kids did not correct adults. So I apologize if you thought it came off as combative.
No problem.
Exactly, Michael. So Michael says, what I got from that is that she's basing her opinion on the environment around her. Exactly, she is. The thing is that she's not wrong in her feelings. This is why I say you can't argue with people about their feelings. That's a waste of time. It's neither one of them are wrong. It's the approach, right? You just seen, how many times have you seen someone shut down in a conversation because they didn't feel validated, they didn't feel safe, or she handled it like a G, to be honest with you, because I've seen so many people normally get upset because they feel like they're not safe. They're feeling attacked right now. Amanda, to her credit, is very intelligent, and I'm sure has dealt with this a lot, decided just to be quiet and say, okay, and dead it. So many, and again, you just seen a conversation happen that most of us know in our relationships where, and it happens on both sides, men, women, it happens on both sides where we're having this conversation and the other person is giving us another point of view or just crapping on it without validating. I still make this mistake. You know what I mean? So where both of them, I believe, could do better in the future. Now, unless Amanda, and I'm not judging her, unless she has receipts, right? I feel like this teacher was being racist to me. You see how putting that one word in there lets the other person know these are your feelings. Because unless yes, we've all, like anybody of color has dealt with someone racist probably once in their life, or very they were basing their things off stereotypes, right? So I'm sure this teacher was in her ego. Here's this student correcting me. Here's this student that doesn't look like me correcting me. Although all those are right. All those are right, but they're still feelings. And and when you're expressing your feelings, sometimes you got to put the feeling word in there. Not all the time, but sometimes, especially when you're speaking to men, I would say put those words in there. Shannon could have done a better job validating her feelings, validating what she's saying. You didn't have to agree, but you could have validated her point of view, right? And I've talked about that on previous episodes, where when someone's talking about their point of view, listen to their point of view, have empathy for their point of view, validate their point of view. That was an easy time to, man, that's, you know what? That sucks for you. That sucks that you went through that. How did you maintain the rest of the school year? How did you do? Did you run into any other situation? You can allow Amanda to be safe in that moment. Allow her to be safe in that moment and further the conversation. Learn more about her point of view in that moment, right? Before you interject another point of view. Once you allow her to feel safe, talk about her feelings, get all the way through it. Now you can ask questions and interject a separate point of view to try to create a different pathway in the brain to see, because she's intelligent enough to do it. She's intelligent enough to take the information you give her and apply that, and maybe it hits. But she's still allowed to have her feelings. She's still allowed to have her point of view, right? So it's just that understanding right there. And then this is something I've learned. The worst thing you could say to someone, wait, what did he say? He was like, I apologize that you took it that way. So now you're not taking onus of what you're saying. You're putting it all on them, which I understand. They got in they're upset, but they're upset by something you said. So now I'm not telling you to walk in eggshells, but it's like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry that I upset you. What I said, that was not my intent. My intent was not to upset you. My intent was just to give a separate point of view. I'm sorry that I didn't look at your point of view in a deeper and gain deeper understanding of what you were saying. I'm sorry I upset you. Right? Now, some men will be like, oh man, that's you. Why do we even have to do that? Why? Because that's what a man does. Let's lead. Let's be better leaders. If we got a group of 10 men following us, right, and what we're saying upsets them, they're no longer going to follow us. So we can no longer be an effective leader if they don't follow us, right? If they're not willing to follow what we're saying. I'm not saying we got to be sensitive to the fullest amount. What I'm saying is we got to take other people's feelings in consideration a little bit, right? One of the dopest things I ever heard Kobe say is, I had a teammate come up to me and say, I just want to feel like you need me. And Kobe's looking at him like, yeah, I need you. I can't do this all by myself. But it allowed him to see, like, it gave him a different point of view. And it allowed him to get closer to his teammates, right? Boom. This is a moment where you could have got a better understanding of Amanda as an interviewer. You don't have to change your perspective. Your point of view can remain the same. But now you're adding in a new point of view into your life, which makes you, which gives you more wisdom, right? Because now you got someone else's point of view, a point of view that you didn't have previously. Obviously, you have a chance to make your let's go beyond the woman part. You now can make the person you're interviewing feel safe to open up more. Now you might get more stuff. You might be able to gain a better understanding of this person and ask deeper questions, right? This is at the beginning of the interview. This was literally within the first 20 minutes of the interview. It was still a dope interview. It went great. But there was so much that could have been done better right there. And then you seen her shut down. She shut down. She didn't want to talk about it anymore because she understood at that moment, her sharing her point of view wasn't going to be met with kindness. It was, I'm going to interject my point of view. You're going to interject your point of view. And now we're just going to ram sharing points of views. Kind of sounds like our government, right? Kind of sounds how our society's trying to run right now. Everybody's arguing over points of views and nobody's listening to the other. Well, I don't want to say nobody, but not as many people are listening to the other side of it, right? So I get it, but simple things, simple things, just taking a second to listen and validate and then communicate your point of view, right? Maybe ask a few questions. It's simple stuff. So can you, on TikTok, can you scroll a little bit? Yep. Irish Brian, what's up? Been a minute. So what do we got here? Can you go more? Yep. She could have asked the teacher what her feelings were of being corrected. Yeah, but as a little kid, you don't think about that. Later, she could have done that. Mistakes can equal learning, of course. true. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Right. Like, more empathy. Empathy is a tough thing to have. I noticed that too. Also, with him being the older person, right? Better communication is very helpful. Amanda could have led with removing feelings. What is your point of view of being corrected? Well, Amanda wasn't the one being Amanda's the one being interviewed. So Shannon could have hit her with that. Like, so she seemed like she was also seeking confirmation of her feelings and not facts. Yeah, of course. Howdy, sir. Apologies. Been under the weather lately. Haven't been around. Oh, man, it's all good, Irish Brian. I appreciate the gift already. You come in and sending hearts. And remember, folks, I want to hit 15,000 likes on TikTok. So hit that like button, subscribe, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Also on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for doing this. So I talk a lot about communication and how important it is, because it seems to be the breakdown and why the divorce rate keeps going up. Our problems in the government, our problems with amongst people in the world. It's just a breakdown of communication. That's some of it, right? And this, when I watch this, I'm like, oh man, this is highlighting it perfectly. One person is talking about their feelings, talking about their point of view. The other one interjects their point of view, doesn't validate the one point of view, doesn't bother to communicate any on a deeper level, right? Before implementing their point of view. And now you have a full nuclear shutdown. It wasn't a blow up because Amanda didn't blow up, but it was a shutdown. And I imagine if I ask her, like, did you feel safe in that moment? Maybe she says, I didn't feel safe in talking about this conversation anymore, right? So we have to get a better understanding of how to communicate with each other. That was a prime example. And you know what? If let's put them in a marriage, that would have been a great time for Amanda to come back later and say, hey, you know, when I was sharing my feelings and my point of view, I could have really used you to just validate my feelings and validate my point of view. And then let's have a talk about your point of view on it, right? It's just that simple. It's really that simple. And so I guess I'm talking more to men. I'm talking to everybody, but men, this will get you so much further with women. And it's not always going to go right, because even when you interject, even you do everything right, and the moment you interject your point of view, you're going to bat 50-50. Because if she's not trying to hear it, she's not going to hear it. And that sucks, right? And on the flip side, it's the same way. The one thing I will say is that it's kind of new. It's a newer thing for men to talk and share their feelings, share how they were hurt, share their points of views. So I think women are starting to learn on how to adapt to that. And you're going to run into mistakes. So I don't know. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for being patient with us, because it did take a little while to get there, but we got there. You know what I mean? And communication back to what we were saying before, it's simple, right? It's simple. Communication is simple. You just have to listen, actively listen, validate, ask some questions. Basically, just act like you give a shit. Because if you don't give a shit, then why are you talking to this person? Why are you having this conversation? Right? I barely talk to people. Like, I don't talk too often to people that I don't know, because my personality is, I don't want just an elevator talk. If I ask you, hey, how you're doing, I actually want to know, hey, I want to know how you're doing. I want you to say, man, I'm having a great day. This is why I'm having a great day. Because I'm going to ask follow-up questions. If I come in here and I'm like, Corey, how you doing? Oh man, I'm okay. What my next question is usually, oh man, why just okay? What's up? What's going on? Right? I don't want to have just elevator talks. I'm a deep monologue conversation type person. That's why this is perfect. I want to get to know you. And it does suck because so often, like, here's something. My wife always says, why don't you just tell me about your day? Because I don't know if you want to hear about it. Ask me. He's so right there. Biggest lie a man says is I'm okay. Oh, you feel called out? You feeling called out though? So I don't want to talk unless somebody wants to have an actual talk. If you just want to know if I'm cool, I'm always chilling, baby. Right? So questions go a far way. And I think questions could have went a really far way right then. Validate and ask some more questions. Like Amanda would have probably viewed Shannon Sharp a different way. Right? So, and it's crazy because that's the biggest breakdown in communication when I see people. So yeah, shutdown central for sure. And Michael, of course, keep it simple. And yeah, biggest lie is I'm okay. No doubt. If I say I'm okay, I'm definitely not okay. But I know I'm not in a position to talk about it. Or I don't know if anybody really cares. So like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm chilling. Why are you just okay? If you really want to know, I'll drop it on you. So, but yeah, man, at least we figured out how to make it work somewhat. We're going to have to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, that was a J-rig. But...
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how many likes we at, but Irish Brian, I appreciate that heart. Man, the goal right now is 15,000 likes. And yeah, for sure. Irish Brian, for sure. I'm not saying open up to just anyone. Although, you know what I find fascinating? People open up to me with no problem. They say, why am I telling you this? I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I know why. Here, let me give you a little hint on psychological warfare via CIA. We live in a society where nobody asks and nobody listens. So the moment someone has someone that wants to listen, they talk. So if I say, hey, what's up? How are you? I say it with a genuine tone because it is genuine. I actually want to know how you are. So then they just open up. You know, I don't go to Starbucks very often. But when I do go, that person that takes my money will talk my head off for 5 minutes. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. I wish to do, and then boo, boo. 5 minutes like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get you out of here. No, it's all good. Thank you for sharing. I always hit them with thank you for sharing. And it's like, it's because I make them feel easy to chat with. If I'm making you feel like that via TikTok, imagine when you're in front of me. So, but that's the thing, like, that's a gift. That's a gift I have, that I listen. I listen intently and I ask questions. Because to me, I'm gaining knowledge about you, but I'm gaining knowledge overall. I'm not gaining knowledge from you to do something to you. I'm gaining knowledge about you because it's making me wiser. And I have found, though, it is the question just being asked, are you okay, and not by everyday person. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Though what Michael just said, a simple 2-minute conversation can make the day for anyone when they know you're giving them time. Exactly. See, this is, so I think we talked about this a little bit in the last podcast about time, where time is valuable, yo. And somewhere deep down, we know time is valuable. So if someone is willing to give us their time to listen, boom. Like, most therapists don't give out too much advice. They just shut up and listen. And that's what I basically do for people at my gym. I shut up, I listen, I let them talk, then I'll ask them some questions, and then maybe I'll say something back, right? And kind of go from there. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Keep following, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep doing all that. Keep sharing. I appreciate y'all. I'm starting to put some of these clips that are going on my Instagram and other places. I'm going to start putting them on, I've started uploading them to TikTok. So be on the lookout for that. I got like 3 or 4 videos that will be coming out this week on TikTok. Madison, Wisconsin. So if you ever come to Madison, Wisconsin, just look up the Blast Muay Thai and hit me up. So it's I beat you to it, Brian. Again, I appreciate y'all so much because without y'all, I wouldn't be able to do this. Corey, I appreciate you so much working behind the scenes because there's no way I could have been able to be online and figure it out. So I appreciate you very much. Tyler, I don't know if you're still on, but thank you for throwing out ideas because that idea did lead to the idea about the speaker. So thank you. I appreciate that, man. Like, and I appreciate all y'all so much. I'm hoping to do more podcasts like this where I'm playing some clips to give you ideas. I want to do one where I'm talking about fighters, and being relentless and just being driven and obsessed. Mainly because that's the stage of my life right now where I got fighters getting ready for a battle in June. My fight camp for me to fight starts in June. So my mind is starting to click right into this very, very, like I'm already obsessive, but it's going to get 10 times worse when I'm training for a fight. And I know that. So yeah, man, y'all keep trucking along. Love y'all so much. I'm thinking after my daughter's wedding this weekend, I'm taking a weekend for me, and let's get it. Let's get it, man. Get it cracking, yo. But yeah, y'all keep it fly, keep it moving. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. I'll check in with y'all. Oh man, I won't be able to do Thursday because I got my hip hop program at a school. So the next Thursday, so I won't be able to do that. So, but I'll be able to do next Monday. And we'll be all good. I might go live from the gym a couple times, so tune in when you can. But yeah, for real, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Deuces. Bye.